Good afternoon. This is a review for your quadratic equations test. I'm going to be going over several questions that will be like the ones that are going to be on your test. First type of question is, what is the solution set for x squared plus 10 equals 4? The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to put it in standard form. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, so that this is set equal to 0. So this gives me x squared plus 6 is equal to 0. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Desmos and I want you to plug it in. So if we have the equation x squared plus 6 equals 0, I see here that it does not cross my x-axis. Okay, so I know I'm going to have to use my quadratic formula. So I'm going to identify my a, b, and c values. So a here is 1. My b value, I'm missing an x value, so that is 0. And my c value is 6. So when I plug this into my formula, the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times my a value, which is 1. Well, if these are zeros, then all I'm left with is plus or minus the square root, 0 squared is 0, negative 4 times 1 is a negative 4, times 6 is a negative 24 over 2. Well, I can simplify the square root of negative 24 by first taking out an I, and then by breaking this down into 4 times 6. Now remember, 4 is a perfect square, so that will come outside. So I have plus or minus 2i square root of 6 over 2. Now remember, this is a fraction, so I actually can reduce this. So my final answer would be plus or minus I times the square root of 6. And I know it's an imaginary solution because it never crossed or never touched my x-axis. What is one of the solution sets? So for example, I'll give you this equation, okay? And I graph it into Desmos. This is what I get. And when I see this, I see these nasty decimals. So I know I'm going to have to plug it into my quadratic formula. So I have a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 7, and c is equal to 4. Okay? Plugging this into my quadratic formula, the opposite of a negative 7 plus or minus the square root, negative 7 squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times my a value. All right, so the opposite of a negative 7 is a positive 7, plus or minus. Now, when I looked at that, I ended up, and I have the square root of 49 minus 4 times 4 is 16 times 2 is 32, all over 4. This gives me 7 plus or minus the square root of 17 over 4. So you can see I got these two answers. I plugged them into Desmos. And I also looked here, got my solutions where they crossed, and these two match. So I know that either one of these solutions would be an answer. On your test, you'll have multiple choice, except for I think it's one problem where you'll have to actually write in or type in the answer. If I ask for the apparent solution set, all I'm going to do is look at where it crosses my x-axis. Remember, solutions, roots, zeros, and x-intercepts are all the same thing. So my solution set is just my x values. So 1 and 3 would be a solution set to this particular graph. On the next one, what is one of the solution sets? So I need to find it out. I look here, plug it into Desmos. This is what I got. So those are nasty little decimals. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to simplify it so that I can get my a, b, and c value. When I have a quantity that's squared, I have to write it twice. And then I'm going to bring over this 10, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. Now it's set equal to 0. When I have a binomial times a binomial, I either have to use my FOIL method or the box method. I don't care which method you use, but when we're multiplying, I'm going to go ahead and multiply it out, and I get x squared minus 4x plus 4, and then I bring down my minus 10 that I have here. And when I simplify it, I get x squared minus 4x minus 6 equals 0. So now that I have that written in standard form, I can identify my a, b, and c values. A is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4, c is equal to negative 6. If I plug those into my quadratic formula, I do the opposite of a negative 4, which is positive 4, plus or minus the square root. And when I work this one out, I actually end up with four plus or minus the square root of 40 over 2. Well, 40 I can reduce to 4 times 10, and we know that 4 is a perfect square, so that's going to come outside. So I have 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 is 2, so that comes out. And remember my v division, I can reduce this, so my answer is going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 10. So I plug in 2 minus the square root of 10, I get this answer. 2 plus the square root of 10, I get this answer. So I can check and get my long decimal answers as long as it crosses the x-axis. For this one, what's the solution set? Again, I'm looking here. I have nasty little decimals, so I'm going to bring everything over. So I'm going to add 8x to both sides, and then subtract 32. So I have 2x squared plus 8x minus 32 equals 0. Now I identify my a, b, and c values. I plug it into my quadratic formula. So the opposite of 8 is a negative 8, plus or minus. 8 squared is 64 minus 4 times 2 times a negative 32 all over 2 times 2, which is 4. If I plug this into Desmos to simplify this, a negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8, and negative 8 times 32 is going to give me a positive number. And when I simplify that, I end up with 320 over 4. Well, 320 I can break down into 64 times 5. 64 is a perfect square, so that will come out negative 8 plus or minus. Square root of 64 comes out as 8, and I have left square root of 5 all over 4. Again, I look to reduce my v division, so I end up with negative 2 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 5. Here I plug both of those in, and I can check and see, yes, that's this answer, and yes, that is this answer. So I did get my correct answers, even though they weren't nice whole numbers. Okay? You'll be asked, if one solution to the quadratic equation is this, what would be another solution? Remember, in your quadratic equation, they're in pairs of plus or minus. So if this is the plus, then the other solution that you would have would be this. If I have an equation where 2 minus 3i times the square root of 7 was one answer, and the other answer would have to be 2 plus 3i square root of 7. So remember, you always have your plus or minus. Okay? Which of the following describes the roots of the equation? X squared minus 4x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so I can plug it into Desmos and graph it, or I can use my discriminant. If I go to Desmos and I plug in x squared minus 4x plus 6, I get this. And it does not cross my x-axis. So I know I'm going to get imaginary solutions. Okay? So I know the roots describe them. So I should have 2 imaginary solutions, or roots, or x-intercepts, however you want to say it. But if I plug it into my quadratic equation, my a value is 1, my b value is -4, and c is 6. So if I come down here and I plug it in, I have a -4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6. So -4 squared is 16. -4 times 1 is a -4 times 6 is a -24. And so simply 16 minus 24 is going to give me a -8. So that would be my discriminant. And because it's negative, I know I have 2 imaginary solutions. On your graphs of a quadratic, this is an example of a quadratic. Remember, domain deals with the x value. So how does my graph keep moving left and right? It keeps moving left and right, so it's going to be all real numbers. For my range, I look to see whether I have a maximum or minimum. In this case, I have a minimum at 2. So it's everything above that y value. So my range is going to be y is greater than or equal to +2. What is the discriminant? On this one, I first make sure it's in standard form. I identify A, B, and C. Now, these are large numbers, but I just plugged them into Desmos. Remember, we plugged them into Desmos with this little formula, and I ended up with -636. This is my discriminant. Now, if I ask you what type of solutions this has, because it's negative, you would tell me 2 imaginary. But when I ask for discriminant, I just want the actual number that you get when you plug your A, B, and C values in. What are the zeros? Zeros, roots, solutions, and x-intercepts all mean the same thing. And we did a shortcut version of this. You're welcome to plug this part into Desmos and look at it. But remember, to find the zeros, we simply take what our factors are, because these are factors. And we simply solve for our variables. So I would subtract 7 from both sides here. So one solution would be x equals -7. And then I set this one equal to 0 and add 5 to both sides. And that would give me x is equal to 5. So my 2 solutions would be -7 and +5. Which graph has imaginary solutions? Imaginary solutions do not cross the x-axis. So if we're looking here at our graphs, C does not cross our x-axis, so it has imaginary solutions. Which graph has 2 real solutions? It's the one that crosses the x-axis twice. So A has 2 real solutions, and the one that sits on the x-axis here has only 1 real solution. And the last one, how many solutions does graph A have? Well, it crosses the x-axis twice, so it has 2 real solutions. For graph B, it crosses it once, so it has 1 real solution. And for graph C, it does not cross the x-axis at all, so it has 2 imaginary solutions. And that's it. Good luck on your test.